Hi everyone, welcome. It's Sam and Kate from Nature Philosophy.
Hey.
And this is our Fiery Friday broadcast, the last one for this year, 2020. And a crazy year it's been.
Big deep breath.
Yeah.
We look at our fire. I'll show you our fire.
Woo.
We've just started it. It's very wet.
It's very
here.
wet.
Hi Annette, welcome.
Yay. And if you notice that fire, you'll also notice the fire reflector wall.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh.
How much can I milk the fire reflector wall and get lots
well,
of
a lot. A lot.
A lot it seems, because you might also notice in the background that our creek is flowing. That brown water in the back is flood water flowing through Dundu Creek, which is the creek that we live on.
Yeah.
And we've had big floods, so this whole area that we're sitting in right now was underwater just a couple of days ago. So my fire reflector wall, hello, pretty good. Yeah, anyway.
It withstood the flood,
Yeah.
but also the whole of 2020.
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
It's strong.
Hey Prue, hey everyone who's joined us. I've got my phone here trying to see any comments, and hey Carmel.
Hey Carmel.
Oh yay, amazing. This is our final Fiery Fridays for the whole year, so it could be a bit of a meandering Fiery Fridays where we wanted to recap what's been pretty epic about this year.
And we realised there's a lot to cover, so we might go a little bit over our normal like half an hour, 30-minute sort of time slot today. So
well, now you said that we won't.
we won't, but we might,
Anyway.
because we were thinking about it before we jumped on, and a lot's happened this year that we would like to touch on. We've been on a big journey individually, but also through our community, like Nature Philosophy community, and all the things that have been going on in that world. We really would like to touch on those and mention some people that have been really critical support structures in that vision and that journey this year.
Absolutely. We couldn't do what we do without all of the amazing people, participants, helpers, staff members, friends. Everybody really feels like family though, to be honest. And we did want to mention a few people today and roll back over some of the memories.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny because a lot of people in our area of industry, like outdoor events and whatever, when the coronavirus started and that hit, a lot of people just shut up shop and haven't really been offering a lot of programs. But when we were looking back at what happened this year, we realised we kind of did the opposite, where we thrived and put a lot of energy into online programs, and then as soon as we possibly could, we ran in-person programs, probably before a lot of other people were, and have managed to have just a really different reality come forward for our community because of it. Hey Rachel, welcome. And so a lot of it I think also speaks to the work of coming back into contact with nature for you is about claiming your own authentic story in life, being able to move away from what the outside story is and having that be what defines your reality. And we like to look at that as soul sovereignty. Hey Robin. Yeah.
And I think traditional people naturally, as a byproduct of their lifestyle, culture, law and ritual ceremony, had a sense of soul sovereignty just from birth. And so there wasn't such an external authority. Maybe to a degree you could argue there was a little bit in terms of law and structure, but not in the same way that we're experiencing. If you look around now today, the type of external authority is just off the Richter scale, and that's just a reflection of where we are evolutionarily wise, as souls on a collective journey. But it's interesting to note that because naturally through their lifestyle, traditional people that live close to the earth had a great degree of soul sovereignty. So today, it just doesn't come naturally. We in our modern lives are living in houses. We are driving in cars to often an office or a workplace, and we're driving back home. We're taking kids to soccer practice, to school. We're getting dinner ready, and then we just rinse and repeat each day. And so unless you actually intentionally seek out this connection to nature, it won't happen just naturally. And so that's a lot of what we do is provide a pathway to actually gain access to that sense of connection and belonging to country that people desperately seek and intrinsically know is right for them, but find it hard to access. Where is it? You know, where can we find it? And so there are pathways and keys to unlocking that sense of connection, and I think that's a lot of the work that we're offering through our programs in lots of different forms is around accessibility to that again, which is just a natural birthright for us as humans, but is not on offer in the same way.
No, well, you've got to cultivate it.
You've got to cultivate it.
We've got to cultivate it. And I think that when we understand that we actually, you know, it's not enough to feel that yearning inside your body to want and cry out for a deeper connection to nature. We have to action it somehow. And so many of us, particularly because of the crazy years that, like the fires, we had fire, flood, coronavirus, and we just topped it off with another nice little flood. But I think in a lot of ways it has driven people, humans, to seek something more stable and more ancient, and something where we can feel like we're more in control of our nervous systems and our day-to-day meaning making in life. And nature is the way to do that, but it can't just be intellectually understood. You have to do it through your body. You have to do it through these ancient keys, and that's what's really turned us on in life. Making fire with sticks, making baskets, going out this is what turns me on, going out into the natural world and rummaging through the forest, finding plant fibers, being in communication through my body and my senses with the earth in that way, and then getting to sit down and to craft that into a gorgeous basket that I can then use. It sounds so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's and it doesn't really fit in the modern day.
Yeah.
But that's our mission, to make it fit in your life, because we know that we need this to feel good, and we're missing it. And I think that's partly why we've had such a big year, is that we do offer that, and so we've had so many people want to work with us to access that. And we just want to say thank you to everybody who's supported us this year. We've been so deeply touched by your support and interest in the work that we offer. It's been very, very special for us.
Yeah, and the real experiences that we've shared together, because particularly, well, even online, it's been amazing and surprising how deeply connective that's been.
Surprising.
And authentic and real.
Yeah.
But also the people that did show up, particularly at an edgy time when we did open up for in-person programs, we're almost flooded with people for Vision Quest, for Nature One, for Wild Village. All of the in-person programs are so well attended, but it's also those experiences that we share together there are quite real. It's not some transactional experience where someone comes and does a program and learns something and leaves. It's like real family, real friendship, real connection, and real human experience. And so thank you to all the people that have shared what have been peak experiences. We're so lucky because we get to have peak nature experience and connection experiences over and over again at each program. So we're really lucky. We appreciate each and every one of you that have been showing up.
It's real magic. I know we all love to watch all that stuff on TV. But I don't know, like it's actually still available. Real magic, earth magic. Dreaming, absolutely. And we can touch into it. Doesn't matter that we're modern day humans. Doesn't matter how disconnected everybody feels. You can do it, absolutely. And we've seen it time and time again in the people that just, it's not, we hold a container, but it's the connection between your soul's readiness to find your home and your right place and right relationship with nature, and then everything opens up and life gets onto a completely different slipstream. And it's powerful, and it's real magic.
The truth is too, our bodies are designed for it. Like our physical structure, our energetic structure is designed to feel connection to the land around us, to other people, to ourselves even. And it's all about just creating that container of safety where we can actually feel safe enough just to open and expand to connection and to feel. And so sometimes it takes quite a dramatic and concerted effort to unplug from the matrix of reality and story that is dominating our lives at the moment, and actually step away from that, the phones, the TVs, the newspapers, the everything, and get out into nature and, for example, do a vision quest and sit in nature for 4 days and 4 nights just with you and the earth, and find out what is available beyond that matrix. And suddenly the truth and reality of that story fades away, and a greater, deeper truth comes forward in terms of your truth.
There it is right there.
Yeah, it's alive and breathing and dancing behind us.
So how on earth is this all going to help get us through Christmas lunch with our families? Oh my God. We're like, you're green and I'm red. We're colour coded for Christmas.
We're a Christmas bonbon.
We're a Christmas bonbon. Oh,
Cano!
Cano! Oh, that's
Cano's
so
watching.
great. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Yes, Rachel's saying embrace the magic. Oh, hey, Mel. Beautiful fire.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. It's so great to see you. Oh, our community.
So what
Goodness.
about the journey we've been on this year? It'd be great to recap just some of the experiences that we have journeyed through this year.
Yeah.
And starting at the beginning, we probably will forget a couple, but it's good just to sort of touch on a few of them. And I don't know, where do we start?
Where do we begin? Well, to be honest, I can't quite remember anything I remember fires,
Yeah.
and then I remember floods, and then I remember coronavirus, but I don't remember any business or anything.
I do remember, we were in Bali. We had a much needed
right.
holiday for a week in Bali.
Hey, Dan.
And with Dan.
Dan
and we
was
had
there.
a massive April planned where we had 3 huge programs.
Biggest programs ever.
I remember talking on Fiery Fridays like almost a year ago now about April and going, wow, it's massive. And all of that evaporated one by one as things got tighter and tighter around restrictions. And so we even had to self-quarantine as we landed back into Brisbane Airport. We were told we had to go home, stay at home, which was a real blessing. But it gave us this really critical pause in life where we could actually slow down and think about what are we actually going to do from here if things do get tighter and we're not able to run in-person programs. What do we do? And that birthed the 7-day Sit Spot Challenge, which was our first, in a way, our first online program, which was amazingly attended and a huge amount of fun and really connective for the people involved.
Yeah.
And so that was a big adventure into the online world, and a big eye-opener too, in the sense of how the digital paradigm can actually provide a window into connection as well. And it can be transformative as well.
It's a tool. I think that's what I've realised. And we sort of seem to have a thing where the crisis of coronavirus fueled this creative expansion for us, which is kind of, I think, how we move with crisis. And we've just been, this is a key part of what we've just been doing with the women's program that's been happening. Prue's saying she loved the Sit Spots. Yeah, it was amazing. But the women have been exploring that very thing, is how do you actually be powerful in the face of crisis? Crisis is going to happen. And it seems like the crisis of Corona fueled our creativity, because it wasn't just the 7-day Sit Spot Challenge. Then it was Soul Quest, which was very much inspired by our many years of Vision Quest experience. Hey, Bronnie.
Hey, Bronnie.
Great to see you. And then we did a beautiful program, Power Quest, as well, which complemented that as well. And then we're just finishing now a gorgeous Feminine Mastery Immersion, so a women's only online program. So the online thing this year's just been, it's just so special and so interesting to see how we've actually managed to create the same sort of connection and felt sense of community that we have in person with people, but to do it with everybody from all over the world. We've had people from everywhere actually joining us. Hong Kong, Germany, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, America.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But mostly Aussies, keeping it real. What else?
Well, then we launched into a whole range of in-person programs, which I think kicked off with Nature One.
Yes.
Which was...
I think so.
We can't remember, but it was epic anyway. It was really amazing, and it also coincided with our Nature One teacher trainers,
Oh,
which we've been
yes.
on a massive journey with them as well, also this year. So
Yep.
they were there, and that kicked off their journey. And then we did a huge vision quest where I think 32 amazing humans came together to go and seek their truth and to sacrifice in a lot of ways to find their own clarity, their own personal power, and their own direction around their vision in life. So that was mind-blowing.
It was pretty amazing. We should mention too, I wanted to mention a huge thank you to Ben Mallison and also Talia, who are two of our beautiful quest protectors who work with us. Prue's saying Nature One was transformative. That's great. Yes, excellent, Prue. That's the idea, is that for so many people, when they come to Nature One, Vision Quest, Wild Village Family Camp, they actually then, their life changes. And many people years later have said to us, in looking back, that was a pivotal change in my life, and I just something that was really, really needed. So it's so nice to hear. So Ben and Talia are so amazing, and Talia also does all of the cooking for us at our Wild Village family camps, and is also she's got this beautiful business herself called Weaving the Heart, and Talia's like a rock, and so's Ben actually, both of them. We just want to thank both of you guys so much for being being yourselves, but for supporting the community so much, and particularly in protecting that Vision Quest, which was big business. Yes. And the duck, what was that duck?
The duck, the spirit duck.
The
or
evil
something.
duck. There was an
duck.
evil duck involved. It was quite funny. We should also mention JJ.
Oh, yeah.
He'll never hear what we say about him,
Yeah,
so we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Everybody loves JJ.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who JJ is, if you ever come and join us at a Nature One, you'll see JJ.
Yeah.
And he's been with us from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah,
and
16 years ago.
Such a steady and loyal support for us, and an amazing asset to have at the programs, particularly Nature One, which is his specialty. We can't get him to anything else, but at Nature One he's been such a fixture of that and brings so much value. So we're going to thank you, JJ. You'll never see this.
So much value.
But we'll also talk behind your back and rib you and sledge you.
So much value.
Yeah, but so much love for JJ too.
We love JJ. Oh dear. He was actually the best man at our wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been through lots together.
Can you hear that?
Thunder.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. That's why we're going like this, because we're sweating so much because it's so moist.
Yeah.
But we might get rained on. That would be so cool. It's really beautiful here actually at the moment, and it feels like that this is more normal, this weather.
Yeah, this is proper summer now.
Proper summer, wet and moist, and thunderstorms and water through the system. Last year with the fires was just just hectic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway. Also, we had an amazing intern this year, Bethany. So Beth helped us out for a number of months on lots of programs, starting with the 7-day Sit Spot Challenge as a nature connection mentor on that and supporting that really beautifully. But also having her help at some of the in-persons to organise us, because we're not that organised in some respects, to have her school teacher mind on everything.
She's amazing.
She was so good. We love her.
Oh my goodness.
And we've known Beth for a long time too. She's a really close friend. So thank you, Beth.
Yep.
If you see this, thank you.
We love you so much, Bethany. And you and Nerida, your mum, are such an important part of our community. And Bethany's actually, with her partner Evan, has a gorgeous organic farm up around Byron Mullum area.
Yeah,
Byron Bay. Hungry Earth, I think it is. And if you follow those guys on Facebook, you'll see lots and lots of flowers
like at the moment.
She's so into flowers, so it's just beautiful. And that's what Bethany's like. She's just so gorgeous, and just as gorgeous like a gorgeous flower. And actually we also wanted to thank Brittany. Brittany has been an amazing lead mentor for us at the Wild Village Family Camps, and is transitioning to next year being an intern with us as well. So we're so lucky we get attracting
so many good people,
amazing people to work with us and to support what we do. Hey Michelle, hi Sunny, just seeing everyone there. Yeah, so thank you so much, Brittany, as well, and looking forward to next year to see what happens.
Absolutely.
Brittany's one of our Nature One teacher trainers from our first group, and she's actually got a gorgeous business that she's launched called Wild Song, which is doing amazing things with nature connection for kids, also up in the Byron area.
Yeah.
There's a theme here.
Yeah.
Byron Bay is where it's all at.
Yeah.
What else, hun?
Um,
Oh my God. Bear weaving?
bear weaving, yeah.
It's unbelievable. I want to say thanks to Ingrid. And Talia also has been helping us, and Vanessa. But thank you so much to Ingrid for also just really collaborating with the bear weaving programs. We often get sold out with those programs now.
So quickly.
Well, and the family camps.
Yeah.
The only thing next year so far that I think people can book into that isn't already booked is Nature One. But we are, and the Quest Protector training. So
Yes.
we will be doing training. There's spots open for that still. Everything else seems to be a little bit booked out, but we're looking at opening more programs up for everybody, and definitely online programs so that people can work with us and get to see what all the fuss is about. Really. What else?
Wild
Who
Village
else?
Family Camp. We haven't spoken about that yet, but in September,
No one can get in.
I think, no, that's for next year. But this year, I just wanted to thank all the families that brought their beautiful kids to that camp. And some of you didn't know what you're heading towards, you know, and so there's a lot of trust in that respect. But that was quite a beautiful experience where we got to share just what is natural living on country together, connected with bush adventures for kids and connection for adults, that is really nourishing and reaffirming of the beautiful nature of humans and human nature.
Yeah.
And so the only way that can happen is through the amazing support of a whole bunch of mentors. So if you are a mentor on that camp, you know who you are. And some of you guys have been coming and showing up year after year to this,
Yep.
the Wild Village. Thank you so much, because you make it, you're the backbone. Like,
Yep.
it really is the central hub around everything. Everything flows around you. So thanks for showing up, and volunteers as well, and all the families. It was really amazing. And like Kate said, it is really popular at the moment, and we only have 2 on next year that are both booked out so quickly. So we are trying to dream up, how do we actually provide accessibility to the same magic that's on offer at the Wild Village to people through different formats. So stay tuned for that. We've got nothing definitive to tell you about yet, but
I need a holiday first.
yeah. There's been so much. So,
Yep.
but the Wild Village, I wanted to. That was a really special one for us, and it is something that's very close to our heart. And I remember when we were wrapping up at the end, and we had all the families in a big circle, and I started to talk about it in terms of this long-term vision, and I just got choked up, because it's a community movement around bringing wholeness back to not only kids, like we tend to focus on kids, but that's a big part of it, but to all of us as a community, like the structure of family, the structure of community that seems to have been broken down a little in today's world. And so we are reimagining and dreaming up how to find our way back to community living, not by copying any other culture that still holds that, but finding our own way forward. As modern earth-connected humans, how do we do that with integrity and become whole again? So it is something that's quite a lofty vision, but it's a one worth fighting for. And so, it's very close to our hearts.
I agree. Cultural regeneration.
Yeah.
Oh, and Monique and Bonnie were there at the Wild Village, and they're actually editing as we speak a beautiful video similar to what they did for us, or that Monique did for us at Nature One, which gives everybody an insight into the feel of the actual village experience and the unique nature of what it is, the container,
spirit of it.
the spirit of it. Yeah. So we'll definitely, hopefully, be able to have all that out for everybody to have a look at in January, and make it even more enticing to come. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh dear. We also wanted to recognise 2 other very important women. So we this year took on somebody to help us in the office that was dependable every week there in the office backing us up with all that organisational stuff that Sam's talking about. Cherie, thank you so much. Cherie's our new tribe coordinator. Some of you would have already interacted with her in the last few months, but she's amazing and has been helping us, and we're really looking forward to next year working together still.
Yes.
Yep, she's really great. She's very organised.
Yeah.
And that's what's
She's
so
awesome.
exciting about it.
Yeah.
And Karina, beautiful Karina, who has just been helping me with wrapping up the Feminine Mastery Immersion, and she's been helping us all year with Facebook posting, but also in this latest women's program that we're really offering together. And she's just amazing. We love you so much, Karina, and we can't thank you enough for just sticking with us as well over the years and believing in the vision of what we're offering. It's really powerful. So, yeah.
Another one that I just thought of, Uncle Mark Flanders. So,
Yes.
local Gumbaynggirr elder, Uncle Mark, who we've been working with for over 10 years now, and has been a great support in terms of sharing his knowledge at some of our programs, particularly Nature One and at the Wild Village Family Camp. You would have met Uncle Mark and, you know, heard a bit about culture, some story, and maybe some bush food. And so I want to thank Uncle Mark and recognise him as an elder from this land and thank him for his support.
Yep. Absolutely. We're missing, this is the one negative that we have experienced this year, although I suppose there's been a few negatives, but, you know, the major negative is that we haven't been able to visit our Yulngu family this year. And that's been something that has led to quite a few times we ring each other up and go, it's getting too hard now. When is all of this going to be over? But because they live in a remote community, which is basically a long way away from Western culture, they're really wanting to protect the community, particularly the elders, from getting a disease like coronavirus. In our culture, it's so funny. There's this mentality of like, oh, well, old people, they have to die from something. And we have this mentality of like, well, if an old person dies and they're sick anyway, well, you know, that sort of almost makes sense. But in Aboriginal culture, elders are really the containers of knowledge. They hold the law and the traditional law. And when one individual elder dies, it's actually devastating.
It's a huge loss.
It's a huge loss. And it's very different from the way our culture interprets old age. In old age in Arnhem Land, you're actually cared for, looked after, and placed in the centre of your family circle still. You're basically somebody that everybody goes to for advice all the time on how life should progress forward. And it's really genuinely that sense of custodianship in the life of an elder, looking after the community. And I sort of see it as they're the central pillars of the movement of the community all around. It's very different from how we experience old age in our culture, where we often put older people in nursing homes. Maybe we see our grandmas and grandpas, I don't know, on a weekend if we're lucky. We certainly don't all live together. Sometimes that happens, but it's not very common anymore. And so they've been very, very cautious with coronavirus and understandably. So we're not sure even yet whether next year there'll be enough of a safeguard to take a group with us if we do go and visit our family up there next year. So we just have to, we get so many emails from people saying, I want to come on those trips, I want to go to Arnhem Land. I really genuinely want genuine connections with Indigenous people from traditional land, but we just can't promise just yet that it's going to be possible. So, and those trips are very difficult to get into anyway. But we do have a waiting list on the website. So if anybody does want to find out about those dates first, you can hop on the waiting list and go to the internet for that. And and just let us know that you're interested, because we'll more than likely contact people on the waiting list first anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But big thank you to our family up there, and missing you guys. And
Missing.
we've got so much from that connection, and so we've learnt so much about so many different things. We're different parents just because of the fact that we've had that connection up there.
Oh my God, radically different.
Yeah, and it's invaluable to us. So
Yep.
we're really hoping, fingers crossed, we can see everyone next year. But like Kate said, we just don't know yet.
We don't know.
No.
Should we check on the fire for
Yeah.
everyone who's with us still?
Oh, it's pretty.
Hang on. We've
Little
got
fire.
oh, it's just, look, see, it's just
Yeah.
nesting in now.
Mm.
It actually looks pretty happy. Oh, look, love hearts,
Yeah.
sending the fire, love hearts.
Yeah.
It reminds me, as soon as we lit that fire, we both went, oh, that feels so much better.
The smell,
Oh.
the feeling, the sound, everything.
The comfort.
Mm.
This is so much comfort. And it reminded me of all the things we did with fire around Soul Quest and Power Quest.
Down here.
Down here at this very spot, and all the sacred fires that we lit to recognise everybody in the programs going out to do their very sacred visionary work, and then also returning, and it blew us away at how magical that was. And we literally had lives like this in the Facebook group, just on the fire for 2 hours, and we were just sitting there next to it, and if people were coming in and saying that they were there, we were talking a little bit or just sitting in silence watching the fire, and it was so powerful. Oh, that's great.
That's practical. Nice one, Prue.
Baked potatoes, that's right. Yeah. Maybe not on this sacred fire, but definitely on a fire. Oh, that's great. Oh, sweet potatoes are great cooked on a fire.
Yeah.
Oh, so there we go.
Yeah.
The wrap up.
The wrap up of 2020, which has been
2020.
all of this has happened. All of our journey this year that we're talking about, all these programs have happened in a backdrop of just craziness, like where the world seemed to lose its center in a way, and also shake loose and become very unstable. But also what that signifies is this opportunity for transformation. And so it is, we can be reassured by the thought that we're in this transition of huge instability, but also transformation where true change can happen. And we know that there's a lot of things that do need to change, and
they're changing.
And they're changing, whether we like it or not. So it's quite a big time to be alive and to be on a conscious journey, at least. And it is why what we were talking about at the beginning of this broadcast, why connection, like real connection to nature, is so important as a internal anchor and center to rely on, that is true, it is right, it is real, and it's not reliant on any external authority or story to inform that rightness. And so seek it out beyond just appreciating the sunset at the beach, but going deeper into really finding your own relationship to nature, your own communication to it, and see what's possible, because it is something that we all need to actually consciously seek out and cultivate, because like we said, it's not just naturally a byproduct of our lifestyles anymore. If anything, our lifestyles tend to steer towards cutting us off from nature or keeping us insulated from it. And so the big drive is to get back to nature and find pathways back there.
We've kind of gone pretty neurotic this year collectively, and I do think that anytime there's a sense of losing control of your nervous system and fear taking over, no matter what the external trigger is, it's a pretty important sign that you need to reclaim your sovereign control of that which is, like Sam's saying, true and real in your own body. And I've never found anything more powerful than aligning your consciousness and aligning your heart with the earth, with the source of your life. So it's sort of like plugging back into the motherboard, and you can, from that place, you can rewrite the cultural conditioning, you can rewrite your family conditioning, and you can create a story as you move forward in life that's actually serving your genuine desires, your soul level desires. And so it's not just about learning the names of plants and knowing how many birds people know, and I mean, all that stuff's great, there's no doubt. The more we know in terms of our knowledge bank around nature, the deeper we can go. But there's a spiritual component to it, there's an emotional component to it. That's what deep nature connection really is. It's not just a surface level knowledge interaction, it's a full body based connection to the natural world that gives you the power of source to then use as your inner guide and your inner sense of rightness in what can be otherwise a world that will just tsunami you over. So it's a protective force. And yeah, it's really important actually that I think we recognise it's not just about saying, oh, we need to do something about climate change, and we actually need to do something about it so that we can become true caretakers again, and in the modern world work out how to bring it all back into balance, which I think is happening anyway. The summer solstice is on Monday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about what the solstice means this year and transitions from end times to, new
Aquarian
ages and all of that. And I read a really cool thing the other day saying that this is the pointy end of the stick, where basically if we work that bit out, that we are here to actually enjoy our lives, first of all, and secondly, to look after the earth and leave it stronger, and take only as much as we need, and not be giving way to this darker part of humanity and the greed and the disconnect and the lack of empathy of cutting trees down, and that it's going to be okay, that we can be in connection in that deep way, and we can claim the power of what it is to be earth connected humans. Then we're actually going to be able to survive through these transitional times. And otherwise it's going to be more calamity and more destruction. And I actually feel super positive about what's happening. In the world that we live in, people are making the changes that need to be made, and people are actually working with the transformation, not against it, and doing amazing personal work to get there.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. Nice to see you, mate.
Oh, you're one of our top fans. I love
Yeah.
that. How are you?
Yeah, and it's about an internal shift on a personal level, which we can all claim. We all have power over this. We don't need to, like, the external is trying to stop coal stations, coal-fired power plants being built and all that sort of stuff, and redirect climate change and all that sort of stuff, and that's great. But it's all external. All that stuff evaporates and fades away if we really individually and together reclaim our connection to country and become caretakers. Climate change isn't even an issue. We're not trying to change anything external, because naturally what comes out of that relationship is right relationship with the earth, which traditional people had. They didn't get out of balance. And if we reclaim our connection to the earth individually, we can almost forget about those external battles that are going on out there, and just allow that to be. It's just naturally what's going to happen.
They're my love.
She's tapping away.
I'm sending love hearts to Sam.
She's tapping away.
I love it.
Rapid fire love hearts. And yes, we can all do it. Let's all reclaim our connection to Big Earth Mama. And that's something that's intimate and personal and unique to you. And so that's what's beautiful. No one can tell you how to do that.
No.
There's lots of signposts available today.
Yep.
Point you in the right direction, but it's your relationship. It's your autonomous connection relationship to the Big Earth Mama.
And it's very sacred.
Yeah.
It's to be tended and cared for with much sacredness.
Yeah.
And what an amazing way though to think that because otherwise we'll do this epic, never-ending Fiery Fridays, but we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
But what a great point to end on, because it feels positive. You've got to get positive. You've got to cultivate positivity, cultivate inner strength and power, and cultivate the power of our connection as humans connected into the earth. Thanks, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
We love talking about it all. We're actually we have plans to do a podcast.
Oh yeah,
next
podcast.
Year.
Yeah,
we've got to get it organised.
Get some interesting nature-connected folk on that are kind of leaders in their field around nature connection. So for our community, that could be really interesting.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Stick with us into 2021.
Big plans. There's a juggernaut happening. So 2021, stick with us. We're excited about what 2021 can bring.
Well, the transformational wave is coming back home to Mama.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about. So if you're interested, stick with us. Let's do it together and see how deep we can go and how much we can reclaim real magic in the modern world and break out of this machine culture idea that we so invested in and our parents invested in. And fair enough, but let's do it differently, hey? Yep. Awesome. Oh, hang on. Diane's saying... Oh, Vision Quest, Far North Queensland. Oh, Steve, who teaches Quest Protector training, is with us who's with us for Quest Protector training, he does do Vision Quest in Queensland. And hopefully in the second half of next year, we will be announcing dates for another Vision Quest. You'll just have to stay tuned. But you feel free to personal message us.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
thanks, Guy. Oh, hey, Solly's on there.
Nice.
And Jen. Oh, hey, Genevieve. Beautiful women.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're in it together. I totally agree.
Yep. Big year. Thank you everyone for
Yep.
sticking with us, supporting us in lots of different ways. We really love you. We appreciate you. We feel so lucky to live the lives we do and
Yes.
connect with the people we do. We really have a blessed life and a really sacred journey and vision to fulfill.
Lisa's more magic. No machines
Except
except washing
washing
machines.
machines.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's landing it in the modern day.
Yeah.
I love that.
So stay beautiful, everyone. Stay powerful.
Yeah.
Stay earth connected, and we'll see
Well,
everyone in 2021.
Survive Christmas Day
Yeah.
and Boxing Day.
Just get through it.
Get through it.
That's a good strategy.
Any way you can.
Just get through it.
No, that could lead to too much champagne. But
Yeah.
anyway, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with that bit.
Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tricky landscape to navigate.
It is. We'll see you guys in 2021.
Yeah. Awesome.
Lots of love.
Bye.